Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic Kadane's algorithm. So this is one of the famous algorithms, right? Array-based algorithms actually. Yep. Let's discuss on the same. So let's see what the definition part says here. Kadane's algorithm, what it does, it finds the maximum sum of contiguous subarray. Yep, it finds the maximum sum of contiguous subarray in a given integer array. In a given integer array. Again, Kadane's algorithm finds the maximum sum of a contiguous subarray in a given integer array. It works in linear time by deciding at each index whether to extend the current subarray or start fresh. Yep, it works in linear time by deciding at each index whether to extend the current subarray or we have to start fresh. Yep. So that's what the cadence algorithm does. Again, it finds the maximum sum of contiguous subarray. So this word itself is very important. It finds the maximum sum of contiguous subarray. Yep. So this is very important. Yep. So you cannot consider the first element and you cannot consider the last element, right? We have to go with the, we have to, it only finds the maximum sum of the contiguous subarray only. Yep. In a given integer array. So it works in linear time by deciding at each index whether to extend the current subarray or start fresh. So this is fine, I believe. Next, uh, let's move on with the explanation part. Yeah, just give me a second. 1 second, let me remove this. Yeah, let's move on with the explanation part. Let's see how the algorithm works. So we will be maintaining the two variables. Yeah, we will be maintaining two variables mainly. Yep. So one is this one, current sum, and another one is maximum sum. Yep. Current value. We need the this one, current sum as well as the maximum sum. Current sum, what it does, it it's nothing but the maximum subarray sum ending at the current index. Ending at the current index. Yeah. That is nothing but the current sum. Maximum sum is nothing but the maximum subarray sum that we have found so far. Yep. So current sum is nothing but the maximum subarray sum ending at the current index. This one maximum sum is nothing but the maximum subarray sum that we have found so far. So we will be updating the maximum sum if we have found the maximum sum, right? Later if we find the maximum sum, this one later. So we'll be updating that one, right? So for each element, what we will be doing, either extend the previous subarray, that will be current sum plus the current element, A of I, right? A of I, this one, current sum plus A of I, or start the new subarray from the current element, or we should start the new subarray from the current element, nothing but A of I. So this one, A of I. Yep. Next, finally, we have to update the maximum sum whenever the current sum becomes larger. We have to update the maximum sum whenever the current sum becomes larger. Whenever the current sum becomes larger, we have to update the maximum sum. That's what I said here. At this step itself, I have said, right? When we considered current sum as well as the maximum set, that we will be updating the maximum sum whenever we find the current sum, whenever we find whenever the current sum becomes larger. Sorry. Finally, final maximum sum is the answer. Finally, final maximum sum is the answer. So this is, uh, yeah, this is what it is. Yep. So we have discussed. Now we know that we'll be having the current sum as well as the maximum sum. So there are only two things that we need to do. See, either we have to this one extend the previous subarray, nothing but the current element plus the current sum. Yep. Current sum plus A of I, or we can start the new subarray from the current element, nothing but A of I, right? So finally, we have to update the maximum sum whenever current sum becomes larger, then we need to update the maximum sum. We know this one. Yep. So these three things we have to keep in mind, and we will be going with the current sum as well as the maximum sum that we need to keep in mind. Finally, maximum sum is nothing but the answer, right? So this is it for the algo. This is it for the algo. See, let's start writing the code as per the discussion. As per the discussion, let's start writing the code actually. So first, let's do one thing. Let's consider the input array or the example, right? So let's go with a simple example here. Nothing but input array. Here in this case, I'll just go with a equals. So within the list, I'll just go with 2 minus 2. So we can just go with a positive as well as the negative values, right? But on the list, so I'll just go with a 4 actually. So this is also fine. Let me go with a minus 1. Yep, let me go with a minus 1 also. Let me go with a 2 as well as let me go with a 1. So this is fine, I believe. So this is the input array on which cadence algorithm is applied. Yep. So this is the input array on which the cadence algorithm will be applied. So this is fine. It's as simple as that. This is nothing but the example one. Next, as per the algorithm, current sum, we have to go with the current sum that stores the maximum subarray sum ending at the current index. Yep. Current sum stores the maximum subarray sum ending at the current index, right? So this will be initialized with the first element. This will be initialized with the first element. So let me remove this 1 second. Yeah, this will be initialized with the first element. So I can just write in this way. Current sum equals a of 0. It's as simple as that. Yep. Next, we have to go with the max sum as well accordingly. Accordingly with what we had discussed, we have to go with the current sum as well as the max sum, right? See, maxsum, what it does, it stores the maximum subarray sum that we have found so far. So that one we will be going with, maxsum equals a of 0 equals a of 0. So this is fine. Yep. This will be initialized with the first element as well. Current sum and maximum sum, both sum, this one, current sum as well as the max sum, both variables, it will be initialized with the first element itself, accordingly with what we had discussed earlier. Now let's traverse, right? So let's go with the iteration part. So I'll just go with int I equals 1 because we have set the current sum as well as the maximum both to the first index, the element present at the first index. Yep. So loop starts from the index 1 because index 0 is already considered. We have already considered the index 0. Yep. So this is fine, I believe. I less than length of the A. Just go with the, this has to show. Yeah. I'll just go with the I plus plus. So next, within the for loop, so let's go with the current sum. Current sum, so will be maximum of the current value that we are considering, and we have to go with the current sum, yeah, current value as well as the current sum plus current value, right? So we have to go with the maximum of current sum, sorry, current value and current sum as well as the current sum plus current value that we have to consider. See, I can just write it in this way. Let me write it. So I'll just go with the, sorry, capital M here. So this one will be math dot max actually. So this is fine. Let me go with the A of I. So this is fine. I'll just go with the current sum. This one plus A of I plus A of I. So this is fine, I believe. Next, what we'll be doing? Let's go with the maximum sum. This one, max sum. Max sum. I'll just go with the math. Sorry, let me go with the math dot max actually. Math dot max of, let me pass the max sum here. Let me pass the max sum as well as the current sum, So this is fine. So what is happening here? Yes, and this is fine, man. Yep. What we are doing, see, current sum equals math dot max of a of I comma current sum plus a of I, whatever I have written before the max sum, the line number 35 I'm speaking of. See, either we have to start the new subarray from the current element a of I, so we have discussed this one, or we have to extend the previous subarray by adding the a of I as per the earlier discussion, right? Whichever gives the larger value, that we whichever gives the larger value will be chosen actually, accordingly with what we had discussed. So maximum sum equals math dot max of max sum and current sum. So this is fine now. This is fine, I believe. Next, I'll just go with a S out just for the interactiveness, right? So we have to print the maximum subarray sum here. So I'll just go with, yeah, let me go with the S out here, system out println, and let me pass the maximum sum. So this is fine. Let me format the code once. Yep. So that this looks good. Yep. So we are done with this part. We are done with the coding part. So let me run the code. Yeah. So if everything goes well, we have to get the correct output actually. Let's see. Yeah, we are getting the output 6. So here we have considered the example, right? So this will give us the maximum output actually. 4 minus 1, 2 as well as the 1. So this subarray, so it will give the this one cadence algorithm will find the maximum subarray only for the contiguous subarray, right? It will find the maximum subarray sum for the only contiguous subarray that we have discussed several times, that I had stressed on the same actually, right? So for this actually, for this 4 minus 1 to 1, will get the output 6 actually. So this is going to be the maximum sub-array sum. You can just check actually. You can just check. So yep, this is going to be the maximum. So 4 minus 1 will be 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. So we have got the output 6 here, right? So we have got the output 6 here. Yeah, sorry. So I updated the IDE actually. It got auto updated, and I had to uh, I had to tweak certain things actually. Right. Anyways, I had to change certain things within the settings. Anyways, so this is fine. So we are done with the coding part actually. We are done with the coding part. So the output that we are getting here is 6, which consists of this particular this one subarray 4 minus 1 2 as well as the 1, right? So this is fine. Yep. So this is fine. So we are done with this part. Next, what we will be doing? Next, what we'll be doing? So let's dry run the code. Let's try to, if we dry run the code, we'll understand the coding part actually correctly. So accordingly with the coding part, so the example, whatever we have considered, let's consider the same example actually. So let's see whether the code we have written works correctly for the example. We need to get the output 6. Let's see. Let's do the same thing actually. So yeah, let's move on with the this one, dry run. Yep. So let's dry run the code. So see, the example that we have considered is the same example that we have considered within the code actually. -2, 1, -3, 4, -1, 2, as well as the 1. So this is for the index. Indexing starts from the 0, right? As we have this one, 7 numbers, it would go up to the iteration 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, total 7, right? 7 index. I mean, yeah, 7 basically. Yep. So then A of I. A of I is nothing but the elements, right? So elements, let me mention the same here. We have -2, 1, we have -3, we have 4 actually, and we have -1, we have 2 as well as 1, right? So the elements present at the particular index 2 or -2, 1, 3, 4, -1, 2 as well as the 1. So that's what we have mentioned. So first we have to go with the current sum before, right? Current sum before. We don't have the, so this is the first element. We don't have anything for the current sum before here, right? So let's ignore this one. Yep. So then we will be going with the current sum. This current sum I have mentioned at the end. So if it is not visible at the code, whatever we have assigned this one, we have assigned to the current sum. Current sum we have went with actually max of a of I, nothing but the current value, comma, current sum plus a of I, right? Current sum plus a of I, right? So this is the first value. Actually, this is the first value. So it would lead to -2 itself. It would lead to -2 itself. So we have to go with the maximum sum after. So this is the first element. So we have got this one, maximum sum after would lead to -2 as well. Yep, -2 as well. So this is fine, I believe. So this is it for the first one. Next, let's move on with the first one actually. So current sum before, so this would be -2. The previous sum, the value that we have is this one, -2, right? -2. So here in this case, we'll be going with a -2. Yep. So next, let's move on with the current sum. Current sum again, we will be going with a max of a of I. A of I would be nothing but max of 1 actually. We have got the a of I, max of a of I comma current sum plus a of I, right? Current sum would be this one. What do we call? -2. We have the current sum before nothing but -2. This one, 1 comma -2 plus current value nothing but -2 plus 1 would lead to -1 actually. Yeah, max of 1 and -1 would lead to 1 here, right? So I'll just consider the current sum directly. This would be 1. Yep. So maximum sum after would lead to -1. We have to update the maximum sum, right? So 1 is greater than the -2. So we will be considering, we'll be updating this one with a 1. Yep. So this is fine. It's as simple as that. So now what we will do, we have to go with the this one, current sum before. Current sum before we have 1 actually here, 1. So we will be considering 1 itself. We will be considering 1 itself. So again, the same formula, max of a of I. A of I this time we have -3. Yep, -3. A of I, comma, current sum plus a of I, right? Current sum is 1 plus a of I would lead to 1 comma -3. 1 comma -3 actually. Yep. 1 second. Yeah, 1 plus -3 actually. 1 plus -3 would lead to this one, -2 actually. Yep, -2. So max of -3 and -2, -2 is the max. So I'll consider here -2. This is fine, -2. So maximum sum after maximum sum of the would lead to 1 itself, right? So we have got the this one, what do we call, negative value. So we'll be updating, we will keep this one maximum sum, we'll keep this one 1 itself, right? For now this is fine. Next, maximum sum of the, again we have to consider. So this time it would be -2 maximum sum. This one current sum before is -2, right? So we will be going with a -2 here, -2 here. Current sum before it is -2, we'll be considering -2. So again we will be applying the same formula here. Max of a of I is nothing but the 4 here, 4, and current sum is nothing but here, this one. Current sum we will be considering, we'll be going with the current sum plus a of I, right? Current sum plus a of I. 4 and -2 plus 4 would lead to -2 plus 4 would lead to 2. Maximum of 4 and 2 would lead to 4 actually. Yeah, maximum of 4 and 2 would lead to 4. So maximum we got 4 here. So 1 and 4, 4 is greater than 1. So we'll be updating the maximum sum of the by 4. Yep. The same thing we will be doing with the last three columns as well. So this one, last three rows. Yep. So this is fine. So the previous value that we have got here is 4 actually. Current sum before is 4. So we'll be going with again the max of -1 as well as the 4 minus 1, right? So -1 comma 3 actually. This will be 3. So we have already got the maximum value 4. So we will keep this one 4 itself, right? So this 4 is greater than 3. So we'll not update this one with the 3. So we will keep this one 4 itself. Next, what we will do, the same thing actually. The previous value is 3 actually. So we will be going with a max of current value, nothing but current value, this one, max of 2, 2 comma 3, this one, 3 plus 2, max of 2 comma 5, max of 2 comma 5, we'll be considering 5 here. So we'll be updating this one with a 5 because 5 is greater than 4. 5 is greater than 4. We will be updating this one with a 5. Finally, again current sum before will be 5 because before value we have 5 here. So again we'll be going with the max of a of I comma current sum plus a of I, nothing but here in this case max of 1 comma 5 plus 1, nothing but 6. Max of 1 comma 6 would lead to 6 here. Max of 1 comma 6 would lead to 6 here. So we will be updating this one with a value 6. Yeah, we'll be updating this one with a value 6. And finally, what we'll do, we'll return this value. We will be returning this value as the output. We'll return the value. We'll return this value as the output. The one is present at the last cell actually. Yep. So the output that we got here is 6, which is equivalent to the output that we got when we ran the code actually. So whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct, right? Whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct. So this is how this one, this is how the iteration works actually. Yep. So this is how we get the output 6. So this is fine, I believe. We are done with the dry run part actually. Next, so we are left with only one thing, nothing but the complexities part. So let's discuss the time complexity as well as the space complexity for the code that we have written. So what will be the time complexity actually? The time complexity would lead to big of n. Yeah, the time complexity would lead to big of n for the code that we have written. And what would be the space complexity? Space complexity would lead to big of 1 as we are going with the only extra constant space. The overall space complexity would lead to big of 1. The time complexity would lead to big of n and the space complexity would lead to big of 1 for the code that we have written. Yeah. So this is it for the this one cadence algorithm. Yeah. This is it for the cadence algorithm. Next, what we'll be doing, we will be discussing on the coordinate compression algorithm. We'll be discussing on the topic coordinate compression algorithm. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.